Hello everybody,
First things
welcome
first,
back
let's
to
create
another
your drive.
video here on my channel, and this time we're going to be doing a F1 2022 My Team Career Mode series. I'm super excited to start this journey with you guys. I was planning on doing one last year, but I didn't really get the time to do it, but now I am getting the time to do it. So I'm very happy that I'm going to be able to start this journey with you guys, and hopefully that we can make many other memories coming into this game. Anyways, we're getting started with just some making a profile. Obviously we're American. We're putting our name in, other names in as well, because it's very important to do that. And I'm really excited for this because I really want to see how this game performs. Choosing our driver number 28, and let's get into the making. Now we're starting off with our helmet design. The helmets were pretty cool, I want to say, to choose from, because you had all sorts of helmet combinations you can make this game. Now this is, I did get this because I had the Champions Edition. I'm posting this 2 days before the actual launch, because today is Wednesday when I'm recording this. I actually did do this race on Tuesday, but I'm just getting the time to edit all of this out. But as you can see, we're just messing around with the helmet. You can copy the color you want and then go down the bottom and do everything. I'm just looking around at what I want the livery to be. Obviously this helmet's not final. I just made a helmet real quick until I find out what other helmets I like to make this series. But overall, I want to say that this helmet is probably the best helmet I've made in a while. And well, I say the best helmet that's in the game. I don't know why I said in a while, but I think so far that's like the best helmet you can make, like some cool designs out of. Some of the driver suits are okay as well. We just decided to pick this one, something simple. Copy the blue and copy the red, and you can get some black in there as well. Fortunately, you can't do matte, gloss, or metallic on the race suits, which kind of sucks because I actually really want to do some of that, but fortunately you can't, because this is just how Cody's are, and I hope they do that in like a later update, because it'd actually be really good if they could do that. But looking over at the gloves, it's probably the best pair of gloves, obviously. I'm just making this quick as possible. I'm not really planning on changing the livery for this season. I might keep it the same, but next year I might go all out and do a whole new color. I'm just starting off with like a basic color like I always do. Anyways, let's go choose what we would like to do.
Okay, boss. Let's get this team up and running. The first thing we need to do is register a team name and bring in some important partners. First, enter a team name. Now, let's choose. Some sponsors offer a larger signing bonus up front. Some offer more weekly income. The better we perform, the more our level will go up as the team gains more acclaim. Doing this will increase the income from our sponsors. Our chassis won't be going anywhere fast without a power unit, so let's sign one of those now. Obviously, the greater the performance and durability, the better, but be careful about spending all our cash. We are going to have people and facilities to invest in as well. Power unit suppliers will also provide upgrades throughout the season, free of charge. We're not much of a team without. Here are the drivers interested in joining our team. Look at their stats and pick someone you think can get us good results, as long as we can afford them. We renew contracts periodically, so you'll have plenty of chances to sign someone else should the need arise. Looks like we can afford this power unit supplier and teammate. Go ahead and confirm if you're happy.
I think I'm pretty happy with this. Oscar Piastri, a driver waiting in the wings.
We can add more sponsors to the car as we sign them throughout the year. And don't worry, we can edit our look at any time from HQ.
There she is, the livery for season 1. So we did a little bit of some red and It's like both metallic blue and metallic red. And honestly, I think this livery is quite nice.
Last but not least, we need to consider our brand.
Team
Our
branding.
badge,
You'll see it in
team.
when we get into the main screen. There it is. It's just blue and red. But no, I really like that livery a lot. Is we're gonna put Oscar through the driver training camp. It's gonna help his experience, racecraft awareness, pace, and focus. Focus is key for this driver because that's how he can perform like what his stats say, which is really important. And I think we're gonna do some pre-season merchandise sale to, you know, just boost up the cash, and the cash is always needed. But the livery overall, it's something simple. It's something, just something simple. Since season 1, you always go with just something simple, and you just hope for the best. But hopefully this car can bring us some good results coming forward, because I'm really excited to see what it can do. You can see we got Spec 1 in the engine department as well. And here we go into the R&D. So we skipped the interview with Will Buxton because it's the same as last year's. Sorry for the bit of a pause there if it all messed up. But looking at the R&D, we're trying to get some sort of an upgrade package for Bahrain. See, we're going through the aerodynamics. We're looking at the DRS. It's not the greatest, but we're going to do an engine. I think we're going to do an engine power. Engine is at Spec 1. I'd rather have another department like the chassis. Chassis is probably the most OP thing in this game this year. The weight is a big thing for these new cars, and it's very needed. We're going to do an emission system update. Hopefully they'll get on the car for the Bahrain GP. But I'm really excited to see. Here's the driver market for overall for next season's teammate, or if we want to keep Oscar. You got the legends, Michael Schumacher, Alan Prost, and Ayrton Senna. There's some other notable free agents. Jacques Villeneuve, that's a new legend in the sport. Won the championship in 1997. There's Jensen Button as well. Then you got Felipe Massa, David Coulthard, Nico Hulkenberg is new, and Mark Webber is new as well. And everyone else in the driver market's pretty simple. Robert Schwartzman, there's some F2 drivers, but no one too serious, you could say. No like big F2 drivers coming out. I guess Felipe Drugovich, but Oscar Piastri and Felipe Drugovich are probably the biggest two like F2 drivers, I guess you could say, coming out with both their seasons. I think you could put in Theo Pourchaire in there too, but you know, it's very important to, you know, find that good teammate that's going to deliver results. You need a big teammate to deliver results. So we got more resource points. I was thinking about doing another update, but I wanted to see if somebody can get on for the Saudi Arabian GP next one, but we actually couldn't, so we're just going to wait till Australia. But we did add in a weight reduction upgrade, or weight redistribution upgrade, that's going to help the car, get the car a lot lighter. Does the ignition system go on for the next race? Yes, it does. Ignition system's already ready for Bahrain, as I think we're ready for Bahrain as well. So, apologies on my bad editing skills. I forgot to edit this part out, which is unfortunate, but overall I'm excited to join. I'm excited to have you guys on board, hopefully to watch the My Team series this year. I think it's going to be really exciting, and hopefully I can get so much support from you guys as well coming into this season. So enjoy the best of this My Team series, and let's get on with Bahrain. Here we are in the computer center, or the module, whatever the hell you want to call it. Go over little things. Mark, our new race engineer, he's just giving us the weather update. As some other things, we are the 4th best team coming into this weekend, ahead of McLaren, Aston Martin, and Williams. That's big, except I don't think we're better than McLaren, because McLaren seem, I think McLaren are probably better than us. But importantly, at the performance index, it's not final, obviously. It's gonna come, there's gonna be a big update coming up with the performance, but that's what Cody's and EA have decided. It's the performance index. I was looking at just some of the engine components, and you get 3 before you take a grid penalty, which is obvious, but I think everything's ready, so let's go into practice 1.
Morning, mate. Mark here. Thanks again for bringing me on board. You found a lot of talented people for this team, and I can't wait to see what we can accomplish. Our journey to the Constructors' Championship starts right here today, and the car is ready to head out when you are.
Cheers, Mark. Here we are in the garage, and it's asking us for a garage tutorial. We don't need that. We already know what we're doing. Looking at the practice programs over here as well. A lot different format this year, 75, 150. But overall, I think we're ready to go out on this track. Let's see what this car can do.
There'll be a lack of rubber out on track, so take it easy for the first couple of laps.
Car sounds amazing with this new engine coming in. Obviously the engine, it doesn't sound as realistic, but still sounds pretty good. So here we are, cold tires, cold medium. So this is new actually. So tires are actually really cool when you come out of the pits, unlike in last year's game. You actually feel them a lot with cold tires, and the new 18-inch wheels look amazing and wonderful. We're just warming up the tires a little bit, finding out the limit, see how fast this car can go. This is the first time actually driving this car. I drew some of the faster ones at time trial, and as you can see right there, we weren't even on a push lap and we bent it. I just was putting a little bit of effort into it, but you know, this car is very, very heavy, as you could tell. Very understeer. You can easily lose the rear, which is another troubling thing, worrying sign for us. But here we go, ready for our first lap as we're going to do the race strategy program here. As green flag for us, and we are underway for the race strategy as we go down into turn 1. Heavy braking into turn 1. Second gear, probably third gear would be the best, so you ship up to third. Not on the gas yet. We don't get on the gas yet. Now we're full throttle. Fifth gear is probably when you know you can go full throttle, but you still can't go full throttle in fifth gear. Another braking zone here. Very, very easy to lock up the tires there. Fortunately, we do not lock up those tires. Well, we don't have anti-lock on for a reason, because I'm on controller, so it's difficult for me to, I'm not really used to the anti-lock yet on controller. I'm trying to get better at it, but this is just so far. We're running manual gears. We're also running braking systems off and no traction control, so we have complete traction to the car. Track is very, very nice, but you can just feel the weight on these cars, which, you know, you can just feel it in this corner, like through a lot of these corners. And you know, going downhill, I did feel a little bit of it, but these cars this year, they're super understeery, but it kind of, like, for some reason, to me, I kind of like my car on the understeery side. As we pause there probably for a scratch or something like that. Over like the past years, I like, even in 2019, I liked it when the cars were a little bit understeered, because it just made me just go faster. But this year, like, I do like my car a little bit on the understeery side, but not too much. But you can just feel the amount of understeering here. We actually are like 1.4 seconds off the pace on this first run. Going through the second one, we're once again 1 second off, almost a 1, 2, 1, 3 seconds off as well. Come across the line here as we're 1.9. Excuse my squeaky chair for a second. As for the third one, third one was actually going pretty well. We went into the green, aka the positive, so we did improve. We actually were able to pass this. A little tap on the RS and overtake button. Boom, great lap as we go through lap 4. But after lap 4, you know, once again, just weren't quick enough, and you could just feel it. And it sucks, but overall, what are we going to do about it? So far, I never get ready for the fuel management program, which is very key for us. As we get down to the line, DRS wide open. Let's see how much fuel we can save. The new fuel program is actually really nice, as you can see on that bar graph right there. Green means positive, purple means good, red means no. As you can see now in the green, so we're in the green right now, but obviously I think a big thing is that I do actually like this a little bit, because you can actually, it's kind of cool. Unlike last year, I think it didn't have that. They just showed lap 1, lap 2, lap 3, and I think how good the fuel was. But our car is not the best at fuel efficiency, as you can see. But all you basically do in this program, you just lift and coast. Try not to push as much. Obviously I was pushing a little bit too much, so of course I was losing a little bit of fuel, but you can see we're actually doing a pretty good job at saving the fuel. We're on hard fuel saving, by the way, we're not on easy. I'm pretty sure we're on hard, I'm not sure though, but I can go double check after the settings for the next race. But hard fuel saving. Sorry again for another pause in the commentary, I sincerely apologize. It's just too many like loud noises coming around me at the time. I was trying to record this without you guys hearing all this stuff, but fortunately it's where I live. As you can see, we're in the purple a little bit, but we're off the pace, 7 seconds off, which is big for us. But this track is a power circuit. It's not really a circuit for, you know, I mean, you need downforce on here, but it's not like you can run like a high downforce setup. I am personally running a low downforce setup, trying to just get as much speed, but not quick enough. And there's, look at that. The green actually shows you where the fuel saving is good. The purple is like mastery. The red is just not good fuel saving at all. I like how they did that though. It's pretty cool. I was just experiencing as well if you just go down lower to the racetrack, if the thing actually follows you, but unfortunately it does not, which felt weird because I thought that it would do that, but at the same time I was just experimenting, like, you know,
that lap was no good. We need to
I was messing around at this point, just figuring out like what I could do and what was fun with this game. This game is really fun. I'm really happy in playing this, and I'm really enjoying it. But here we go to the next turn, and we bend it again on a run. Actually, see, we're 13th. Oscar Piastri is actually ahead of us on a soft tire run, ahead of Stroll and Schumacher. And here's the track harmonization program. It's same as last year. You just go through it as we decide to bin it again. And behind us, actually, you can see on the you know, that's actually Pierre Gasly coming up to us. I think we kind of impede him on his. I think he was on a lap. Yeah, I think he was on a lap. I'm not sure. But also another thing going through half these curbs is that with the car being so low, some of the curbs at Bahrain, I wouldn't really recommend taking because your car is going to bounce. Like that exit curb right there. Personally, try not to go past that thing because I got my car stuck on there and I just went sliding. If we did pass the practice program and we did get the purple, that's all that mattered, I guess, for us. Going into practice one results.
So let's review our top 3.
Oscar Piastri goes P14, we go P19. 2.8. Oscar's on a soft, so he's got different practice programs. He's on a soft tire run, but overall, a car. I only did one practice session. I did the quick practice programs after Oscar bringing in no resource points, unfortunately, but he was still faster than us in practice on a soft tire run. But obviously, you get all these resource points and you get development boost applied. But the pace, it's not there for us right now. We didn't do any quality runs, which is unfortunate because I actually really like doing the quality runs. But overall, not the greatest start. Let's get on to qualifying. Qualifying here in Bahrain, as you can tell, going out for our first run, DRS wide open, hot lap mode activated. Here we go, we'll run down to turn 1. We're gonna do a quick commentary on this lap. Heavy braking to turn 1, go to 3rd gear, try not to take as much curve, return a little bit too early. After that, use that inner apex. The inner apex is gonna help. Then I'm not really good at my commentary, as you can tell. Braking right here, get that outside curve if you want, try to stick that inside, try not to run out wide, very key to not run out wide. Piastri, who's a second faster than us. As we go into the final run, we're actually P22 at the moment. There's cars coming out of the pits, and one of those is Alex Albon, who unfortunately decides to take the inner apex of turn 1 and decides to basically ruin the lap, but we still keep going. You can see a lot of improvements actually on this lap. On our new soft tire run, we're actually coming across the sticker with 1 second above the cutoff time, but personally we need to put a 1.9 in to get past Piastri and a 131.4 to get past Alex, and only a 1 second improvement. It's not really going to give you much, but let's see, we come across line as we are dead last. We are out of qualifying 1. We are out in Q1 as Lewis Hamilton also out in Q1. That's a shocker. Alex Albon, Mick Schumacher, Oscar Piastri, Nicholas Latifi, and myself P22. 3.6 seconds off the pace from the leaders. Personally, I'm really not surprised that this happened. I didn't expect us to actually get out of Q1. Compared to last year's game as well, I didn't really expect to get out of Q1. I don't really have quality pace. The race pace is better overall, but we have more race pace than quality pace going in. So let's see what we can do in the race tomorrow.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal, and it's make or break here at round 1 of this year's Formula 1 World Championship. We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Sainz, George Russell, and Fernando Alonso. Ocon, Magnussen, Gasly, and Lando Norris. Tsunoda, Bottas, Guan Yu Zhou, and Ricciardo. Stroll, Hamilton, Alex Albon, and Oscar Piastri. Latifi, the owner driver. Vettel, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Mick Schumacher. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as once again we get another year of Formula 1 underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice. They've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty...
Here we are. First race of the season. All the emotions are highs. We're going to go for a one-stop strategy, go to the medium to the hard. I think that's probably the best overall. As we get ready for the formation lap. We actually are up at a P20. Vettel and Schumacher both getting penalties. Probably some impeding going on, or actually grid penalties from the engine blowout. I'm not really sure, but
Launch map is good, but we need to learn the gears. So go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tire.
Thanks, Mark, for interrupting me again. And here's the manual grid slot position. Actually, this is my first time doing it because I did the broadcast feature on, the ones in.
Okay, that's not an ideal placement in your grid
We
slot.
do that,
You're going to need a good launch
unfortunately.
when the race starts.
But what's you can do about it? Here we go, 5 lights on here ahead of us as we are underway for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Decent start. Try not to go up to the third, go up the fourth gear now. A little bit of wheel spin there on the exit. Hitting overtake. Mick Schumacher going down the inside looking for us as we're going to send it down to turn 1. Past Ricciardo, past Hamilton. Ooh, Tsunoda almost closing the door on us. Lewis Hamilton, he makes a lot of position. Goes behind Ricciardo, collision with Tsunoda. We hit the back of Ricciardo. Stroll side by side with us. Hit the overtake button. We're up to P16. As you can see, Stroll back down the inside. Try to go around the outside. He almost hits the back of Ricciardo. Ricciardo gets ahead of us, and we unfortunately have to back out of this fight. Ricciardo ahead of us. We're keeping Lance Stroll at bay, but overall, the McLaren just seems to have much better pace than us. ahead of everyone else. Guan Yu Zhou, Yuki Tsunoda having the side-by-side. They're having a little tussle. The first Chinese driver trying to get his first move in his first Formula 1 race for Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeo is actually a really, really quick car as well. As we go on the second.
Okay, now stay alert for threats around you.
Yeah, Mark, thanks for the info. It was a really good start from us as we're holding Lance Stroll at bay, which is key. We need to hold Stroll at bay. We know that Aston Martin clearly has race pace than our car, which you can easily tell going through this long corner here. Stroll behind us. He's about a tenth away, 2/10 now away. He's about maybe 1/10 going in through this corner. 3/10. He gets an amazing run on us. We have overtake available, but he's just got much more straight line speed than us. As you can see right here, he overtakes us. Right there, boom, Lance Stroll ahead. And he moves up into P16 as we almost hit the back of him because he did lock up a little bit. But Mick Schumacher now behind us. But Schumi, he's even got fast straight line speed, and Oscar Piastri. But Piastri, he stayed behind us, almost hit the back of us, trying to make for a move. As we go, no, we do not send it actually, we back off. We give Piastri the outside, we defend the inside. Going with the fourth gear, do not spin that, it's very easy to spin there. Overtake, probably be used here. Piastri looking for our inside, we give Piastri the inside. Piastri side by side now, two teammates going into turn 3. And do we get the move stick? Side by side so far, going through the S's, and we get the move done. We now stand P18 out of 22 runners. That's amazing. We're doing such a good job, guys. Jokingly. But Alex Albon, he's actually behind this pack as well. He's 1.2 seconds off from us, but you can see Schumacher and Stroll are pulling away from us. And it's ridiculous how fast they're pulling away from us. But at the same time, that's kind of what you expect going through here. As we go to the 4th lap, Piastri behind us once again. He stayed with us the whole lap. He didn't actually send it down to turn 1. He had been doing it a lot, but he actually didn't. He's actually really close to us now. We have the overtake button. We get off overtake. We're just going to let Piastri go. It's probably the easiest to let him go. He's clearly got much quicker pace than us. And we let him go. Going up in the 4th gear, Piastri is ahead. And now we sit P18 now. Out of 22. Is there some cars that actually pit? That's Fernando Alonso and Alex Albon who have pitted for fresh tires. Nicholas Latifi now behind us. I swear to God, if we get overtaken by him, we might be one of the worst drivers of Formula 1, jokingly. But again, in Piastri's DRS range once again as we're deploying the battery and the DRS, but he's just so much quicker than us. As you can see right here, I mean, look at this dude's speed going down the turn 1 straight. He's clearly quicker than us. He's got much more race pace than we do, which I was kind of surprised about because I thought we had a little bit more faster pace. But Latifi and Vettel, they're probably going to have a little scrap here shortly, and then we fast through here. Sounds like the cars are from Mario Kart, as you can tell. Probably increase the speed up by like just 2 because the sound gets annoying after a while. But Latifi, he's on our rear wing. And he almost made a move on us actually down the inside, but it actually blocked him, gave Vettel the room. But here comes Sebastian Vettel coming through this corner. Vettel's going to take the inside. We have the outside. And we're going to make this move stick here. Vettel gets ahead and oh, we spin it. We pulled Sebastian Vettel 2019 there, right there. That was not ideal for us as we are now 5 seconds off from Latifi. Alonso on a soft tire. We are probably going to get screwed here in these next couple of laps. We fast through time here once again on lap 6. Alonso did gain a lot of time on us. Right here I was trying not to lose confidence in the car. As this is actually 2x speed because I did originally put the first clip at 0.8, but there's actually Mark sounding a little bit weird. But I think this would probably be the better, so you guys won't have to hear that loud, like weird kind of fuzzling noise going through the car. As you can see, Alonso gaining on us, gaining. Obviously, he's got a much faster car. That Alpine is ridiculously fast on a straight line in real life, but I don't know if it's fast in the game as well. In the straight line of the game, I want to think so as well, but I could be wrong. I think it's probably one of the fastest cars in a straight line ahead of the Red Bull. You see, we're following the racing line. Alonso on soft, we're on medium, so of course he's going to pass us here. As we're actually ahead, new pit stop strategy. We kept the current one, staying with plan A at the moment. and going through this long corner, and now we're kind of a bit under pressure here as Alonso now coming up from behind us in the pink Alpine, and he gets ahead of us as we now accept the faith of being P21 and currently not last in this race, but currently we could be last in this race. We got DRS again on Alonso, but as you can see right here, he's just so much quicker in the straight. But we just do not have pace on these mediums. Like, I'm shocked because Piastri actually is pulling away from Vettel and Latifi. Latifi and Vettel, I believe, they didn't have a scrap for a while because they're kind of separated apart by 2 seconds. But look at the readers. Max Verstappen, this is on a certain amount of laps, ahead of Carlos Sainz, going through the rest of the field here, just looking through everybody. There's Robert going through, now lap 9. Still P22, Albon a little bit gaining on us. Alonso comes into the pits again. I think for another pair of soft tires. Yes, there is another pair of soft tires, so this puts us back into P20, but as you can see going through, we have no pace. This car, through this race, felt like a tractor, and it was absolutely horrible to drive. Personally, I've driven some pretty crappy cars. I drove that 2019 Williams, that 2018 Williams. I drove the 2014 Ferrari, which in the 2014 game, well, F1 2015, but you could do 2014. That thing was slow. I've driven some pretty stonker of cars, but this car just felt horrible. I don't even know what to explain it. It feels like I'm driving an F3 car.
The car in front is 12.2 seconds.
Yeah, 12.2 seconds. Time. Yeah, that's on lap 11 of 29. Just ridiculous. But you know, it felt like I was driving an F3 car compared to others because we weren't gaining any time. Alonso was catching us, which is actually respectable enough because he did pit. Valtteri Bottas, he came into the pits. He's out of the pits now, as we're now have the box for the hard tires, which makes sense now. As actually Alonso was actually in the back of us when we were coming into the pits. Albon 41 seconds behind, but going into the pits now for our first pit stop here in the game, and actually manual pit stops. I'm not planning on doing the broadcasting mode for the series, but I did try the broadcast thing. It actually looks really nice. As turn in, let's see if we can get this right. Turn in optimal, beautiful. Seconds 2.2 to 2.3 seconds, I believe, and brilliant stop there. But now look at this. Now we have to deal with cold hard tires. Now the cold hards, it's a challenge for us this year because you can't just floor it. You can't, like originally you can actually drive. You have to actually warm them up. And cold hards are not really fun, but they are fun because it makes them more realistic. But it's not fun for us to drive when we have a tractor of a car, which I personally was not having it with this car because this car just was just not to my liking. You see we're 25 seconds off from Alonso. That spin really affected us. Piastri now came into the pits as well. As you can see a little bit wide, we actually rode that curb as well, which I told you guys not to ride that curb. Piastri, there he is, was in the pits. I don't know why I was trying to go backwards, so I apologize for that. But going into the last corner, into the penultimate corner, I guess you could say, and look at Alex. He was suffering an issue, but the issue said he was going to fix it. Look at this man. Look at this man. We're not going to fight him. There's just no point. He had a much faster car. We had the fresher tires, I think. But this dude was sitting in perfect lap times as Valtteri Bottas is now out of the session. Not the debut he wanted for Alfa Romeo, unfortunately. But nothing we could do about it, so we're now dead last in this race, but we're going to finish P21 basically. Because I mean, we probably won't finish P21 if we catch up to Albon, but finishing P21 last, not the last runners, that's just really bad on us. And Max Verstappen eventually lapped us, and basically for the rest of the race here, just fast forwarding time, Vettel pitted for softs, and look at this, just not quick enough to gain to Vettel or Albon or Leclerc, who was about 34 seconds ahead, which Leclerc is probably having a stonker of a race. He's originally P3, but no longer anymore. Look at Carlos Sainz, he's actually catching us a lot as well. As when I went through the times, we were losing about 2 seconds per lap, and it was unbelievable how much time we were losing in this car as Sainz eventually laps us, and then behind us again, Perez, he laps us, and then I believe it's George Russell next. So currently those top cars are faster than us, and currently we just had no pace. Lewis Hamilton laps us. He originally started P16 on the grid. Sebastian Vettel pits again for another soft tire run, but it didn't really matter at the end of the day because we couldn't catch up to him. Max Verstappen wins the Bahrain Grand Prix, and I would have showed the clip of me and Vettel. Vettel just got past me easily, but actually currently on my the editing software I use, I can't actually put any more clips in it because apparently it was like 56 minutes, and the editing software I use is not like that. But P21 last out of the runners. Horrible race from our start.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Smiling faces on the pit wall then after that superb win here at Sakir. And rightly so, a brilliant effort from the whole team. What do you think it was today, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently, and it's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be so proud of the victory they've secured here.
There it is. There's your race winner, Max Verstappen. Unstoppable here in real life and in the first race in Bahrain, finishing ahead of Carlos Sainz. But overall, not a good race from our side. Pace was not there, and Oscar had pace. We did not have pace. Really unfortunate from our side of the garage today, which definitely gave me a little bit of negatively coming back. Piastri finishes P14, 1 minute behind Max Verstappen. And Verstappen now 1 lap behind. Look at the fastest lap, a 1:35.1. Oscar was a 1:33.3. He was about 2 seconds faster than us. So the pace is not there, and I feel like the AI were OP at this circuit. Going into the standings here, Piastri P14, we sit P9 of the Constructors. One of the teams that have not scored points, Alfa Romeo, Aston Martin, Williams. Max Verstappen has the top spot of the championship. Red Bull also have the top spot in the Constructor standings, but that's it for race 1, and pace is not promising. So thank you guys for watching this, and hopefully we can come back in Saudi Arabia stronger, but today, not promising from our side of the garage.